You might be at a point where you've done your time at law school and you've made some really good friends and strong connections, and you now have that great offer from a prestigious law firm. Or you're just about to start a clerkship that you had your eyes set on ever since you got into law review. Or you might be a couple of years into your career and things are not quite seeming as hunky-dory as they were when you graduated from the law. Or let's say you're that mid-career professional that's standing at the crossroads of your life, not really sure where you're headed and asking yourself, do I really like what I do? Do I want to do this for the rest of my life? Will I ever taste that thing that they call success? Hello everyone, and welcome to the Listen and Learn series of the SABA North America Young Lawyers Division. Before I go any further, let me introduce myself and why you should believe anything that I'm about to tell you. My name is Rashmi Chandra, and I serve on the leadership team for SABA North America as the VP of Membership. I'm an immigrant from India, and I studied law in India and came here to the US in my mid-20s to do a master's in law. I even went back and did a JD. In other words, many years in law school. I'm an intellectual property and technology transactions attorney and practiced for about 23 years. And I straddled both worlds, big law and in-house. Started my career at Kirkland & Ellis and was there for about 8 years before I moved in-house to a large industrial distributor, W.W. Granger. In my last in-house position, I served as the head IP counsel for Aetna Inc., a large healthcare insurance provider. Currently in my professional time, I serve on 3 nonprofit boards besides SABA North America. I am also a board trustee for SABA Foundation and also serve on a Connecticut organizations board that helps domestic violence survivors called SNEHA. In my personal time, I spend most of my time caregiving for my 85-year-old mom and mentoring other US and Indian legal professionals and law students. And then some personal time spent with music, writing, and filmmaking. But that's who I am. Now let's get back to you. So wherever you are in your journey, if you're asking yourself, what does it take to make it? We may not have all the answers for you, but we're here to share some secrets of success for lawyers. These are learnings and perspectives from those that have tread the path. All of the lawyers in these video series have done this for almost 2 decades or more, and they're here to share their perspectives of what success means to them and their own secrets of success. And hopefully some of that will resonate with you. Before we get into the secrets of success, we probably want to ask ourselves, how do we even define success when success means different things to different people? More so, how do I tell you about the secrets of success when you and I value different things? Well, at least most people would agree what success makes us feel. It makes us feel really good and satisfied with our accomplishments or anything that we've been able to achieve and do. And what those achievements are, or what that doing is, we certainly can differ on that. Well, let's hear from some really successful attorneys on what success has meant to them in their journeys and how they have come to define it.
My definition of success is always acting in alignment with your values. And in this regard, I think my definition of success has evolved over time, and it's changed depending on what my priorities were at each stage of my life. But I think it's really important to know what matters to you and whether you are doing things that are always a vote in favor of those values. I would add that in order to do that, you also have to say no to things that aren't in alignment with your values and your priorities. And for me, that's been a really useful yardstick for measuring success throughout my life.
I think the definition of success evolves over time, and it depends on the stage of your life. Early in my career, I defined success by doing the best job I could. I would work really hard on a deal, and if the partners and other stakeholders I was working with and for were happy with my performance and the outcome, that was success. If the partners I was working for wanted to work with me again and kept putting me on their deals, that was success. Getting promoted to be a partner was the next big goal. That was success. Bringing in the first client is success. There was another aspect to life, right? There was family, there were kids, there was success in being able to balance all of that. At times you feel like you're failing everything, but really, if you're getting the job done on both fronts, that was a huge success.
My own definition of success has evolved incredibly over the last 30 years. My first job out of college, amazingly, this shows you my age, was as an engineer, and I was incredibly proud of making $40,000 a year, which now may seem trivial to you. That was a lot for me. When I was a young lawyer, I simply wanted to build my career. So the key to success is knowing what you want and going after it with your whole heart.
So the number one secret is to really know yourself and know what success means to you. And also know that you as a person are constantly evolving. Life circumstances change, and what may be important to you today may not necessarily be as important tomorrow. And success really is a journey, it's not an endpoint. For instance, I spent about 8 years in big law, and there's no match for the rigor and discipline and the kind of training that I would get in big law. I was often in sink and swim situations, and really if I had to do it all over again, that's exactly what I'd do. I joined a big law firm for the kind of training. But after 8 years, I was at a juncture where I was point counsel to a number of portfolio companies, and they would come to me with problems that didn't necessarily relate to my subspecialty, which is IP. And while I love IP, I found that extremely challenging and also interesting. So when I got the opportunity to join a 10-person department in-house, where essentially the GC told me that he would only throw me deals, curveballs, things that I didn't necessarily know how to resolve. It was overwhelming and daunting, but it was also extremely interesting, and it almost made me feel like I was a business partner in the company. And that mindset kind of changed from the time that I had joined the law firm. So, and of course, life circumstances had changed. I had a young family, so things worked out. But what I'm trying to say is that that's the kind of opportunity I evolved as a person. And I started realizing that I liked different things. I didn't necessarily want to specialize anymore.